it's Henry, and mowers and blowers. This is what happened the last episode.
Previously, mowers and blowers.
Driving around. As you can see, this tire leaks air, so it doesn't stay inflated. The real one here actually stays inflated, so it's going to be higher than the one that drives. So this is no good. So I either got to swap this with that, so that this one's always inflated and you'll have grippage. I'm going to have to make a bracket today because this is so wobbly. When I put stuff on here, I don't want it to compress down. So I have to make some kind of a bracket here that holds this rear part up. So as you saw, I switched over the wheels, so now the good wheels are on the drivetrain. The bad wheels that are leaking can be flat all they want because they don't power anything, right? And so they'll be lower so that this shouldn't have any problems. But that teaches you that I did a good job on attaching that rear part, the 5th and 6th wheel, onto the tractor because it's so sturdy and stiff that it's strong enough to lift the rear wheels off the tractor. So that's a good connection. Also, as you saw, I have this bull bar, push bar that I got off an old tractor a long time ago. It was in my shed. I said, you know what? I'm going to use this because on the original one, I had this too. I got the lights to work, believe it or not. I didn't have any light bulbs, so I took it off of the square hood. Still waiting to count the tallies on what you guys prefer, the round hood or the square hood. Because this round one fits better, I'm leaning towards this, but like I said, I was going to go with whatever you guys decide. So it's starting to take shape. I have to make a bracket for that rear fender. It's very wobbly in the back, and because we're going to put stuff on it, it should be pretty stiff. So I'm going to go to the backyard and look for some type of bracket thing that I could attach onto there so that it's stiff. So you saw what I did in time lapse. I made a bracket that is held on solid. It's a little off, but I didn't want to drill any holes, so I used existing holes. Whatever holds this up. You saw the brackets are like that, pushing this thing up, and it's solid on here, won't even vibrate. I picked this up off the street near my friend Andy from Jericho's house when I went to his house for the Super Bowl, and I figured this was just about the right width, you know, as a platform to put stuff on, you know, but I kind of want it longer, you know.
That's what she said.
No? Maybe that would be okay, I guess. You know, just a place to put stuff on. I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air about this. It comes with this thing here where you can play craps, roulette. blackjack. It's kind of cool, but I don't know, it's wood. You know, I could just drive some bolts through there and we'll be done. But I don't know. I kind of want to fix the sides here. You know what I mean? Like, you got this big gap there. I kind of want to make like something that makes it look that it's one piece, that it's attached. So I think I have to do some metal work first before I think about the rear bed. So for me to kind of want to make the side panel here that cuts this gap off, right? Like a piece of sheet metal that goes from the red to the green. Look at the difference in height here. Green one's actually 2 or 3 inches lower than the red one. It's a little bit more on this side too. I don't know why. That's about the same, 2 inches. So I have to kind of raise this green thing 2 inches. I think I'm gonna put some spacers in between there. Yeah, now it's pretty lined up. Yeah, that was awesome. I just put a couple of plastic flanges in there with some washers and a big bolt. That did it. Coming together. So this shifter here, when I kind of am shifting, this thing moves around. The bezel, because the guy cut this, the structure is going inwards and this thing pops out like that. Unfortunately, the other bezel doesn't fit this one. So if I just push this more apart, it'll be more solid. Got like this coping, side like door coping, you know, protect the edges of the door. What if I just put this in between? That pushes this apart, so it grips onto there. Some little things to keep me happy. Fixed! There you go, guys. Yuck. But it's good enough for mowers and blowers. I really admire welders because I can never drop dimes like those guys can, you know? I mean, mine's just a mess, but I would need like a bucket of Bondo so I can put the Bondo here. You know, it's not a perfect match, which is why it was so difficult. I'm not good at metal sheet working and all that stuff. You need the proper tools and equipment to get it bent just at the right place. You know, I guess it's okay for what it is, but if I wanted to make this more perfect, I could put Bondo over here because there's a lot of droops and ditches. And also I had the setting on too high a power, so when I got to one place it would burn a hole right through it. Then I would lessen it and just to try to fill the hole with metal. And then that's why you can see so many little dots, because there's so many holes and I tried to fill them. There was actually a hole here that somebody drilled and I filled it. It was pretty good. So after, you know, you grind it a little bit, you can put Bondo if you want, but I'm just going to spray over it with some primer and, you know, the desert sand color. I just wanted to make this side, you know, I have to do the same thing on the other side. You know, it's a lot of work, but you know, it's fun. I enjoy doing things that I'm not used to doing, you know, and I've actually gotten better at welding, but it still looks like hell, but whatever. So here's a look at it from the top. I just basically cut that piece off of this one, the original donor. I just cut that piece off right there because it's, you know, shaped differently. I don't know, it looks all right. But if you look really close, you see the holes. Yeah, a guy like me, I need some Bondo just to clean that up, you know. But I mean, it's on there. It's on there really well. And from far away, after you paint it and primer it, all I wanted is the continuity of it, you know, because of the big gap in between the two fenders. It's good enough for mowers and blowers. I'm going to take over the other side tomorrow. I'm moving around all day.
Oh, that's exactly what my doctor said.
Finally got my new windshield wiper. I got it off of eBay. You ready for this? Mercedes-Benz rear windshield wiper, the entire arm and the wiper assembly. $9.89. I mean, shipping's gotta be like $6. Where they make $4 out of it, minus eBay fees, they make $2 on it? I don't understand. Whatever. It's cheap for me. What do I care? Now, trick is, when I put this on, is it gonna be perfectly aligned and then when I turn it on, it goes like this? Or would I put it on and it goes like that? We'll find out. It's supposed to be super easy to put on. You can just like that, put the nut on, tighten it down, fixed. I guess with torque on here, even though it is not really splined, even though I thought it was splined, it's not splined. But I'll just tighten it a little bit and see if it's aligned correctly. I won't put this down yet because it's a pain to take it off. Perfect. That's a really easy repair. Super easy, man. And I'm not gonna tighten this too tight because I think that's one of the reasons why it snapped in the first place. That's good enough. Fixed. Hey guys, so it's the next day. Today I'm going to complete this side and maybe try to cover this gap in the middle over here. I've also been looking for ideas on how to create some kind of a bed, you know, a place where you can put shit, you know, kind of similar to either like a pickup truck bed or maybe like a utility roof rack, you know, the one that I have on Sketchy, something like that where you can just put shit on, right? So the ideas are in my head. I thought about taking 2 hoods and puzzling it into like a steel platform. I also was walking my dog and I saw somebody throwing away a basketball hoop, you know. Maybe the big black plastic backboard would fit perfectly here, but then I would still have to come up with sides. And I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace for people throwing away free stuff, and maybe I can think of an idea about what I could use to put on a bed, you know, because that's, you know, I've got a decent amount of space back here for a bed, so that's what I'm trying to do. Like I said, I'm going to continue cutting a piece off of this and welding it to here so that you don't see a big gap here, and then I'm going to try to do something on the top too. So that's what I'm going to do. We're expecting a lot of rain today, so I'm going to do this stuff in the garage, unfortunately, because moving this back and forth, it's not really that convenient. You got to start it up. There ain't no way I'm going to be able to push this thing with it in gear, you know what I mean? There you go. Not pretty, but structurally sound, because I cut more of an part of the top part instead of just the side, right? You have this bend that makes it structurally more stronger. And you can't even budge this now. See, this is all solid into like almost one piece. It would be way more stronger if I had another piece going that way, but honestly, that's overkill, you know. This is just for cosmetic. This back here is just cosmetically there, you know. It's not designed to, you know, actually power anything, although it could be if you wanted it to, but I don't. And I'm gonna have some kind of thing over it, you know. I might want to have to cover this with something. I just don't know what yet, you know, and then we'll put the bed on there, you know. But, you know, it's not pretty, but I wanted to lay it on thick in some areas, and it was so hot that it was burning holes through it. So I had to try to fill the holes by making big blobs of steel. And then, of course, it was harder to grind off. And, you know, honestly, I need just like some Bondo. If you wanted it to make this like, you know, perfect and stuff, but I don't, you know. But the welding, it's fun, you know. You just really have to know what you're doing, which I don't, you know what I mean. But I get by with connecting two pieces of steel. That's it. Good enough for mowers and blowers. And then I put a few more in there because I was seeing some seams, so I'm gonna have to clean that up a little bit. But yeah, we're completed with the sides. You know how that fender now flows without a gap in the middle? That's cool. That's what I wanted. There you go, guys. It's coming together, ain't it? I'm pretty excited how this has come out. And I never imagined that just sitting there and mocking this stuff up, you know, flipping this around, whatever. I'm like, yeah, that looks good, you know, and this progressing through what's in my mind, that, you know, using parts from what I just dismantled into creating something. Still got to think about what's going to be back here. It's tough because I don't have anything just sitting around that's big enough to cover this thing, you know what I mean? So next step, I want to try to think about front fenders, because you don't really see too many people make front fenders, you know, for the steering, you know, with the wheels. So I thought that would be pretty cool. I got a couple of ideas in my head, but we'll wait for next episode when I get that done. And also after that, probably the paint. But then I want to figure out what's here first before I start painting it. And it's going to be just that desert sand color, you know. But stay tuned for that. If you guys are liking this series and you've missed a few episodes, go check my playlist down below. It's the 6-wheeler. It's called the 2x6 Desert Military UTV series. And you can check out all the episodes right there. Don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't donate or you don't buy any stickers, the only way I can stay alive is by continuing to get subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And to not miss any videos, hit that notification bell as well, so that you'll be notified whenever Henry has got another video out for Mowers and Blowers and the continuation of this 2x6 military desert UTV. Thanks a lot for joining me, fellas. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Next time on Mowers and Blowers!